Hi there, I'm Ananya Mukherjee, and I'm a full-time global communications head for an American multinational company based out of Singapore. I've been living here for the last 16 years. I'm also an author, and my first book is already out there in the stands. The second one is in a manuscript stage and lying on my editing desk. I have been married for 23 years to a doctor turned professor of sports medicine and sports science, and we have a lovely young daughter, 20-year-old, turning 21, who's studying filmmaking in London. We also have a very naughty, furry cub. He's a beagle and he's 2 years old. He's quite popular. His name is Charlie Wags-a-Lot Jr. Well, my professional and personal life has both been impacted by this pandemic, as it has for everyone who's probably tuned in today to watch this video. We've been living practically indoors since January, the end of January, and following safe distancing, social distancing, high standards of sanitation, working from home. And obviously this new normal has changed quite a bit of the usual stuff that we do. But it also gave us an opportunity for the family to get together. My daughter flew in from London, so we are very relieved that she's with us. Also gave us a time to introspect quite a bit and look within ourselves and reprioritize our lives. So my life has been pretty similar to, I think, everybody else's at this point in time, except that I have been trying my best to keep myself energized and motivated, self-motivated. And I think that's a point that I really want to make in this message today. What has really changed, or what really hasn't changed during this COVID-19 situation? I have been managing emergency and crisis at work every day. So naturally, one of the biggest impacts of managing a global crisis, whether it's impacting the business financially, commercially, or human resources are getting impacted, it is also very important to maintain a sense of balance, a sense of prioritization, as I earlier said, and to look within ourselves to say, what can I do today differently to make a difference to my own life and to the lives of the people around me through this crisis, and not just sit and crib and feel terrible about it. So crisis or no crisis, I have always lived with a key mantra in my life. And so every day, and I'll share that with you, every day I wake up in the morning and I have a plan. And that plan is very simple, it's very basic. It's a plan to be happy. So what do I do to keep myself happy? I do all kinds of things that pamper me, honestly, like everything. I write a poem, I write a story, I buy a book, I shop for my family. When it's possible to go out and shop, I would do that. When not, I would do some online retail therapy for my family, and it fills me with joy. I plan a holiday. I know a lot of us can't travel right now. I'm an avid traveler. Most of the people who know me know that I'm in the air all the time. And I wear my travel visas like I wear my medals. So now in a situation like this, I obviously can't travel. So what do? I plan for my holidays. I sit and make plans. I know whenever the situation will change, and whenever it's possible, we'll probably take a flight out and plan something that excites me, that keeps me pepped up, that keeps me positive. I call my parents, I call my friends, I connect with them, COVID or no COVID. So it's not about the situation alone, but it just fills me with a lot of, I love to connect. So it fills me with a lot of self-satisfaction when I'm able to connect to people. I also love cooking, so I end up, it's a stress buster for me. So I end up in the kitchen a lot of times between very important strategic meetings. And yeah, it fills me with a sense of instant gratification, very rewarding, especially if you have cooked a good meal and the family really enjoys it. Then I read old letters, old cards, old, I'm a hoarder, so I have plenty of them. I have letters written by my daughter about, say, 15 years back. And I really love going through happy memories. I have a dog, like I said, so I play with my dog, and it's unconditional love, unconditional enjoyment There are no terms and TNCs attached to it, no clauses attached to it. So it's lovely to play with the dog. If you have a pet, please do that. Spend a lot of time with your pet and you will feel so much better. I sometimes discover an old song and I have a terrible voice, but I croak to myself. I do a tra-la-la in the rain shower. I obviously can't go out in the rain, but I try and do this. And most importantly, and I think that's what keeps me going, I take the greatest pride in my achievements. I laugh myself the most, and I'm cracking the silliest of jokes on myself, and I forgive myself for all my blunders. So every day I just have a simple plan. I wake up with a simple plan to be happy. And I think life has been good so far. I have to say that. I've been reading a lot and talking to a lot of people about surviving this lockdown. And honestly, I don't know what it means. I'll tell you something. Somebody I know lost her grandmother. This lady was about 90, living in New York City all by herself. She died in a city hospital alone. The family couldn't even say goodbye. Somebody else I know was traveling with his family during the Chinese New Year holiday from Beijing to Canada. They have been stuck there in Canada for the last 4-5 months now. There are no flights taking them from Canada to Beijing. The last time I spoke to him, he said he had only got a ticket for July, and so it's a half a year. Can you imagine going on a holiday with your family and being stuck in a place for half a year with not even enough clothes or not even enough money, and then managing yourselves all through this winter and all through this change? So that's where he was. I also spoke to another colleague a few days back, and she was in New Zealand. She was visiting her son, and it struck me so hard when she said, "You know what, Ananya? I can't step out in the porch." And I say, "Why?" And she goes, "Because it's so cold. Winter's setting in and I don't have my winter clothes." And a few weeks back, the shops were all closed. There was no online delivery. So these are real people, they are people like us, just like one of us. And they're going through this every day. And these are just a few instances of people I really know well. So they told me what was happening in their lives. There must be so many others. There must be millions of others who are going through a similar difficult situation or have gone through worse. So really think about it. Somebody I know may have lost his job as we're speaking. Somebody I know has got a pay cut because he's one of the top management in his company. Somebody I know is a breadwinner and is walking down the streets because he has no job. He has lost all his sources of income. And these are all real people, real accounts of people that you and I know. There are thousands of them. I only hear what's happening in the circle of my influence and where I have access, and that's what I'm sharing with you. So please don't tell me that you have a challenge because somebody's exam got postponed, or because you don't know what to do with your hair or your eyebrows, or you just can't decide what to watch on Netflix because you've kind of exhausted all the list there and you don't know what to cook. You don't have an idea what the depth and width of a real challenge in these times can be. My suggestion to you would be to just look within. Pinch yourself hard, like really hard. Ouch, hurts, right? Really hurts. But what it tells me is that I'm alive and kicking. And if I just stay quiet for a minute, just stay quiet for a minute. You hear your family? They're yelling. You hear it, right? The way they make so much of noise through the day. But I'm so glad that they are there. I am so grateful that I have these voices to listen to. Not everyone is as lucky, not in these times. So, there is really much to be grateful for. So much to be grateful for. I hope all of you stay safe, stay healthy, stay with your family, and stay happy. Because you're alive, and in today's time and crisis, that's the biggest thing. Be good. Take care. Bye.